Testing. Looks like I can hear myself this time. Okay, welcome back to the battle for Midway. It is I, a headless chicken, as you can see from the glorious image on the top left. And today we are here for week 5. We have 42 the answer going up against the White Knight Legion, and we're just getting ready for the two teams. They're preparing in the lobby, and we will be in the game shortly. This week it will be Conquest on Terra Firma and Rubelite Oasis with a map ban for the 5th stage. And so, yeah, I think I've done enough introducing it. Let's hop over to the map strat. Let's just dive right into it because today I'm a little bit frazzled. I can't really make coherent thoughts. That's sad, isn't it? So, this is the map strat for Terra Firma. Team 1 will spawn top right and Team 2 will spawn bottom left. Usually, if this were a 5 cap, there would be a bit more flanking action going around on the outsides, because there will be a few caps that will be on the outskirts of the map, which you have to go for, and you could actually fight over them. But because this one is a relatively light tonnage drop, 250 to 275 tons, most of the fighting will be happening right smack in the middle. Yes, there may be a little bit of flanking here and there, but the bulk of the action should be happening right here at Theta. So, that is the rough strat that I have right now, and let's head back to the main overlay, and we shall see whether the two teams are ready anytime soon. And again, give me a moment to check on the teams. Yep, the teams are all in the lobby. They're just settling some players and doing some last minute mech labbing. Yep. In the meantime, this is week 5, and I think it is probably the final week of the battle for Midway. It's been a long bumpy ride. I've only got 3 or 4 casts under my belt during this time. Hey, at least it was fun. And don't worry, we're on a 5-minute delay, but later I might swap it to once the matches are over, I'll swap it to 0 delay. Then maybe we can have a little bit more coherent conversation going on, and I'll even open the floor to questions for the team leaders. In addition to that, don't forget that we have the usual for giveaways. I believe I have 2 MC codes and 2 mech bays to give away today. Give me a second, I need to check. And yes, we are right. We have 2 1000 MC codes and 2 mech bays that are waiting for giveaway. Still waiting for the teams to finalize the drop decks. So, well, in the meantime, the previous few weeks we've seen a lot of varying strategies. We've seen some people just go with a full balls push, we've seen the darker builds, we've seen the splat builds, we've seen Bowser in his LRM Nova Cat, you disgusting human being. And, well, you can only wonder what they are going to bring this week. Would it be a strategy similar to what has transpired in the previous few weeks, or will there be some interesting new strategies that we have never seen before? 6v6 format is really interesting because you don't really need to bring a lot of ammunition. You can actually afford to build more heat sinks because, well, you're fighting half the usual number of enemies. Today, in fact, you can actually, yeah, both heat sinks or put a larger engine. And if you do that, things die faster, you go faster, you have a little bit more mobility. Everything in general in these matches are going to be much more fast paced than the rest of the other matches. I like 6v6 format. I remember the days when Battlefield Midway used to be 4v4 format, and matches would be settled within the first 3 minutes. At that time, I'd also like to remind you that Oceanic was alive. So it seems that my mic is shitting itself. Give me a moment, I think I have been talking too close to it. So yes, it seems that I should not be kissing my mic. We are still waiting for the teams to set up, so be a little bit patient, gentlemen. If anything, remember we have giveaways, so don't feel too bad about yourself. This time I'm not abstaining, so you better hope that I don't run away with all the codes. Yes, I have to find a way to keep talking to myself because we are still preparing, and don't forget we are going for Terra Therma, 250 to 275 tons, 3 cap conquest. In the meantime, enjoy the glorious image of a chicken spreading its wings, and Comstar Link inactive image. Glorious! And don't worry, I'm not 12, I won't draw dick pics on the MRBC map strat. At least I don't think I will. Excuse me, gentlemen, are you ready yet? No, they aren't. Seems that we have some manpower issues, so we will be still waiting. I tell you what, rather than waiting, why not I'll find something to talk about to myself. Let's run through the strategies for the upcoming maps as well. We just had a Terra Therma, right? And then after this, we'll be having Rubelite Oasis. So give me a moment while I bring the map strat up. So, this is the second map for today, which is Rubelite Oasis, where we'll be seeing some heavy and a little bit of assault action. From the way the map is laid out, it's going to be more or less the same as Terra Therma. Most teams will be taking the high ground around this way, and well, when the fight starts, they'll mostly be feeling each other out. They won't commit yet, but the pokes will happen like this. And it is at this juncture, after a few pokes have been done, that one team will decide that it's time for them to push in. So, whichever team caves first actually might lose, because the high ground is really important. The only difficult part about staying on the high ground is what happens if you have teammates who are around these areas, the gray platforms, who are not in your line of sight, or teammates who have accidentally dropped down around here, yeah, around here I suppose, and well, they are in the line of fire. And of course, don't forget that there's a ridge somewhere in the middle of Theta around here that you can peek over, and well, if you need a firing line closer up, you can actually have it there. But same thing, the fight will mostly be happening right around the middle. I don't think there will be too much switch up from this because, well, it is possible on the lighter drops that the fights actually happen on the outskirts around here, depending on how many mechs actually go for the capture and whether the team decides to commit. But usually, I don't think this will be the case. So far, we've seen very aggressive play from the members of this tournament, so I'm hoping for an all-out brawl in the middle. I hope. And a sub has been found for 42. Just hold on a little moment and we'll be getting the game on the road. Now, give me a second to wipe Rubelite. Yes, and the members are in. You don't have to hear me talking about strategies or what I have to expect for the game anymore. Wonderful. And the teams are locking up and we might see some action in a moment. So we're still waiting for the games to begin. Don't mind me. It's only 10:45 a.m. on a wonderful morning in the sunny island of Singapore. The heat is so hot that my nose is almost dropping out. Sometimes I really wish that I could have a permanent air conditioning system set up. Like seriously. 92% humidity, 36 degrees out. It's a bloody wonderful Saturday morning. And we are launching. We are launching. Give it a moment. And we are in Terra Therma. Here we go. So let's look at what... Okay, White Knight Legion, I don't really need to say it. It looks like they've brought a mix of brawling lights and Daka mediums and heavies. It's probably AC2s on those heavies, whereas the answer has probably brought lots and lots of SRMs with one token Jaeger Max 6, which probably has AC2s. So there will be a brawl with some fire support coming from the back. Wonder what's on the Huntsman though? ATMs? No, it's streaks. Oh boy, yep, it is streak. As for the rest of the mechs, I'm pretty sure it's the typical SRM builds, yep. Yes, they are. And for White Knight Legion's mechs, I don't even have to hop in. I can more or less guess what's on them. Now, Potato, he just got Theta, and Red is rolling hard into the center with 2 coming from the flank. That's a Piranha and a Locust, their lightest mechs on the flank. UAVs up at Theta, courtesy of the answer, and they're just waiting for the enemy to walk right into them. Once they see something in the center, I think they will go for a full-on balls push. And so it seems like we'll be having a center fight. Tolson moving up just to see where they are.
Artillery strike online.
If he picks a corner, he'll be met with a little bit of a rude awakening. Whereas Draven is in position with the Gigamech.
Target spotted.
Gigamech. And they're just waiting for someone to cross the corner.
Target spotted.
Wait a second, where did they go? They're backing. Oh, they're still there, and the fight has begun. Saizo has taken some streak shot. And let's go back to the AC2 Jaeger.
Target spotted.
Whoa, some decent shots there, but was it a good trade? He slides down. And the team formations are still mostly similar. They are still in a line on the 42 side, whereas the White Knight Legion is still in the center waiting for them to poke one by one. It could go in any team's favor at the moment. I'm not too sure how it will develop. Let's see what Bowser sees.
Target spotted.
Strike online.
Aggressive Night Journey play. Whoa, that is an assault build.
New target
And it's also one of my
acquired.
favorite Solaris builds. With the recent Daka buff, it's only gotten better.
New target acquired.
Gets a double tap off.
Target spotted.
Very aggressive Pop-Tart play there, I like it. At this point, White Knight knows that 42 is bringing streaks, so they won't go for a full hard commit unless the heavies are there. Could this actually end up to be a cap game? Please tell me it ain't so. Tolson taking the brunt of it.
Target spotted.
He's caught. And Texan. So now, White Knight Legion has actually taken control of the lane that leads into the center. They could push, and if 42 pushes, it might just be suicide because they have a lot of streaks, but the enemy has more heavies than them. And they've brought really tanky heavies at that. And well, the Bushwhacker, it's an honorary heavy if you ask me. I think Bowser's gonna have a really good score at the end of this.
Target spotted.
Warning,
Target
incoming
spotted.
fuel at 25.
A bad twist could make him lose his arm though.
Acquired. Right.
And now Bowser's caught out with facing down 2 or 3 of them. He loses an AC5. Texan Scrublord gets one of them. Oh, it's Piranha committed into the streaks.
Artillery strike Target destroyed.
Subwoofer is
New
down.
target acquired.
A huntsman. It's caught though.
We've already gained a quarter of the resources. Target
Critical
spotted.
damage. Critical damage. Artillery system online. New target acquired.
And Mr. Somaru is still staying back. He can't afford to go in because of the streaks. And he actually gets gipped by the streak. As for the rest of them, still doing the heavy lifting, and it's a win for White Knight Legion.
Failed.
Now let's take a look at the scores. Yeah, Bowser doing the majority of the damage. The Lights couldn't do much because they were getting zoned so hard by the streaks. But at the end of the day, the mechs couldn't really put up a fight because Huntsmen and Jaegers are really squishy, and WKL brought quite a few mechs that could tank a few hits. So that was the first match, and it ended with 6-2. Give me a second, let me just update that. And now we will be swapping sides, so give me a moment. Are you getting ASMR from the beeping of the MechWarrior online system yet? Invite to Mr. Somaru is out, and yes. So back to the Terra Therma Conquest. The White Knights pushed all the way into Theta. And I don't even know where the gutter is. They were facing off them somewhere around here, and the 42 guys are somewhere around here, I think. And what happened was that 42 backed away from the center, and the line from the White Knight Legion just went all the way through. There were a few flanks, attempted flanks on Mr. Somaru on this side, but it wasn't going to last simply because, well, they had streaks. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this. So let's go back to the main screen, and we shall see whether they are ready yet. So what we saw there was a typical brawl deck, except that for the White Knight Legion side, they gave up most of their medium tonnage by taking a Piranha and a Locust, the lightest mechs in the game, and instead they brought some of the heavier stuff, the Jaeger, a Night Gyre with an Assault loadout, beat that, and a Bushwhacker, which is possibly the tankiest medium in the game. As for 42, they brought the Huntsman, which can bring massive amounts of firepower, but that is balanced by the fact that the Huntsman is a really squishy machine. So in a brawl, the Huntsman actually loses. It has to make use of the shock factor, or a few meat shields, or maybe you have to play with its range a little bit. It makes a great ATM or Pop-Tart. So yeah, those are alternative ways you could afford to run it. And one side is locked, we're waiting for the other side. We're still waiting for a lock. And I'm also looking at the previous match. Bowser's really tearing him up. Bowser's tearing it up. Wow. By the way, the 210-25 UAC Niger was something that we were trying to run for 1v1s. It actually does really well in 1v1s, and in the 6v6 format, where you don't really have that much opposition or need for heat sinks, coupled with the recent heat buff, it's actually insanely viable. I really like it. If you have a Niger, go try it. Try it, or the 5 UAC or 6 UAC 2 builds. Those are really, really great. Hitler's seal of approval. Alright, I'm looking in the lobby and we are all green. And we'll be launching shortly in the lobby. Okay, they are ready. Let's kick off the second match. This is Terra Therma, round 2. So it seemed that earlier in the lobby I noticed that the answer 42 they have been bringing undertonned. So that means that they're actually saving, are they? Maybe they're using their worst chassis at the moment. It's not undertonned where it's breaking the rules, but it's undertonned as in they're not using the full tonnage allocated to them.
Command coming in.
255, I
Capture and
believe.
hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles.
And now, yep, the answer going for a full SRM rush, I think. That's their last huntsman. That's all 3 assassins. And as for Team 1, White Knight Legion, they are bringing more or less the same deck as they did in the previous round. So, it's the Darker SRMs. How this will end up probably will be with 42 crashing straight into the main force at the center. And I do not know how it will end up. Let's take a look at the builds. Yeah. I'm not even gonna comment because I think we've seen this before. Oh, this Phoenix Hawk though I haven't seen in a long time. 8 small pulse lasers, but small pulse lasers are crap now. I'd honestly prefer 8 medium lasers, but
Target
okay.
acquired.
They
Target
see
spotted.
something. Wolfhound.
Command confirming that we
Texan
have
Scrub Bot. He
possession
gets
of
away
Kappa.
with scratch damage. Lucky bastard.
We have gained Epsilon.
Texan now knows where they are. And looks like it's not going to be a center fight. They are flanking on the outside, and White Knight Legion is spread wider than the carpet on my grandma's floor. If they actually make a coherent push towards Epsilon, they could actually delete some of the firepower that White Knight Legion has. And here they are peeking the corner, They are wide open, They need to regroup very urgently, but I don't think it will be happening. Let's take a look. And yes, they are diving. Whoa, tanking with the hit, 200 IQ.
Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
He's not committed yet. Now he's committing. He's in SRM range though. Waiting for a good splat because he's not using Artemis.
New
Sisal goes down, the Bushwhacker. They're going legs on the Jagermag.
New target acquired. Critical.
Draven goes down. It's not looking good for White Knight Legion.
New target acquired.
And Piranha goes down from streaks. Texan and Bowser are remaining, and I'm not sure what they can do to turn the tide. It's not looking good for White Knight Legion. But hey, Texan might be able to pull a clutch. Maybe.
New target acquired.
And Bowser goes down, swarmed by assassins.
Level critical.
The problem when he's using the medium pulse laser build is that you know that he only can run at 140 km per hour. If he was using medium lasers, he would crank out a little bit more speed, hopefully. And his leg goes down,
Right leg destroyed.
probably gets splattered to death in a few seconds. He gets the leg, but too late. Oh!
New target
Ammo
acquired.
explosion! It seems like a case of too little, too late. That was a very hard push, very well executed. They caught the enemy with their pants down. Tough luck on White Knight Legion. Very tough luck. So this one goes to Zienza.
Theta is controlled by the enemy. They've taken Epsilon.
And now we wait for the match to end.
Kappa is under enemy control.
And of course a cup of tea in the morning. It's really, really good. Don't mind me while I indulge myself for a moment. Ah, tea makes the morning better already. So, looking at the scores, what we have here is really expected. They were crashed into at record time. They didn't really have a way to respond to that because they were all spread out across the map. Very well played, 42, and we shall move on to the next match. Oh, it appears that I radiocasted. And the teams are setting up again. Sorry for the radio cast. Feels bad, man. But with this, I can say that I have done everything a caster should have been doing. Am I supposed to be proud or apologetic to you all? I am not too sure about it myself, but I do suppose I'll pat myself on the back. And we are still waiting for the teams to set up. Okay, since you all missed the action in the previous round, let's just go through it here. I'm really sorry for that, but harder. Y9 Legion split up this way. The heavies went to Epsilon while the lights went around to Kappa and attempt to take Theta. Whereas what Team 2 did is they actually ran this way. And then they rushed all the way to Epsilon with assassins. And because the heavies were stuck at Epsilon, they were both axed on the spot. The remainder of the enemy force was stuck around Theta, and they tried to go back to Hell, but it was not in time, and they were just bulldozed through. Boo hoo hoo Crimea River. Also, by the way, can I get a thanks in the chat for a wonderful radiocast? I know you could almost see it. And the next map is Rubelite. We're still waiting for the game, for the teams to lock in. Y9 seems to be locked in. That was painful. Anyway, I've got to update the score. And the two teams are still settling the top decks. Give us a moment. And we are still waiting for a little bit of mech building to go on, but now we have Rubelite Oasis. Shall we go over to the map strat? So we were saying that the high ground is very good to take. Take the high ground, gentlemen. There is a ridge in the middle, which splits the map in two. Peek over it. There are points on the outskirts of the map. Take them. And if you have the chance, from the side, flank them. If you are in the firefight in the middle, peek well. And if you commit in the middle, good luck to you. You'll need it. Because everybody's going to be staring at you. I'm still waiting on the teams. What would be interesting is, well, the no-brainer is that they'll set up here. But what would be interesting is if one team actually committed to the other sides in Epsilon and Kappa, and the teams had to focus on gaining the upper ground on the gray area rather than the ridges on the edge of the map. Then there could be some high ground and low ground action. I hope my drawings are pleasing to the eye. Still 5 of 6. We're still waiting for 42 to get ready. Actually, guys, while we wait, you know what time it is? I hope that you have been active in chat. Because you're giving away 1K MC. Eisenhorn wins another 1000 MC. I remember he won something else a while back. Lucky bugger. Okay, and back to the radio cast. Well, they're 6 and 6, so we should be ready to go in a moment. We're almost good, almost there. Just one person needs to ready up. Just one person. So it's 1-1 at the moment, and now we're bringing out the heavy boys. And we'll get to see some real Daka action. I mean, I'll get to see it. I'm not so sure about the viewers on the stream. But you could always sub to us. Sub to us for $24.99. And you get to see all the premium content, because I'll make sure you see it. Ha. Mini, 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 mini. The battle for Midway is becoming a battle against time. I have an appointment after this, I can't let it drag! And we are all green finally. Launching in 15 seconds. And we are launching. I'll swap it over early so I don't forget this time. Yes, you see it? So do I. Wonderful. And here we go. Answers bringing Hunchback 2Cs. That means lots of Darker and two Mad Cat A's. What could be on them? LRMs?
Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
And Team 1 is bringing Dhaka and a Supernova A, which is... oh no. Oh no. Wolverine 6K probably has long-range lasers, and Assassin 21 probably with SRMs. Let's go take a look.
Override engage.
Yep. ATM Supernova, okay. And yeah, large laser Wolverine. And on the other side, PPC Summoner, PPC Megat, UAC 2 Hunchback 2C. I haven't seen this for a long time. So they're going for they're going to take the high ground and Dhaka down, I suppose. Whereas the other team is more of mid to close range. This will be interesting to see.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Lights are capturing, and yes, as expected, they are taking the high ground, but they don't get any hits on the lights at the moment. PPC fire is already happening, and the white knights have been hit already. Take note that the answer has the range advantage, so it'll be a bit more interesting to see it from their side. So you're just gonna sit up on the ridge and pepper the enemy.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
That was a whiff. Whoa, and now they're in range. Somewhat. But that was some spread on the UX. The Hunchback 2C taking lots of fire. I'm pretty sure. Oh, 63%. It's almost there, and it drops. It drops. It's just gonna get wrecked by the ATMs now. They might be one down already. I'm quite sure a light or two will be running for this Hunchback. Another Hunchback 2C way out of position. But does White Knight Legion know? Here's the Somara pushing up.
Target spotted.
Is this a balls push?
New target
He drops down, and that means he'll see the hunchback behind them. If he turns, and Bowser is pushing up, he could do massive damage with the ATMs if he's lucky.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
But he's not dumbfiring the ATMs. Just waiting for Subwoofer to peek out. Windscape. Trading against a Wolfhound, but it is Texan Scrublord. Windscape's not gonna get off light.
Target spotted.
Heat level
Target
critical.
spotted.
Oh, it's crippled,
New
man.
target acquired. New target acquired. Heat level
Potato
critical.
goes down. That was the Hunchback 2C that was out of position.
Target destroyed.
Windscape goes down. Now it's 4 to 6. How will 42 come back against the odds? And Bowser with the ATMs. Look at the damage. Whoa. It hurts, man. Saiso running up.
Strike unlocked.
And he gets the leg of Tolson.
New target acquired.
Already gained a quarter of the resources. Keep it up.
Nice splat to the back. Titus Q, one of the last guys around. And yep, he is the last guy around. He's gonna get stared down by an assassin.
Target spotted.
Target destroyed.
And he goes down.
Enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Yep, ATMs, they hurt a lot. They hurt a lot. And don't go out of position. Now give me a moment to do some lobby things. Okay, so let's run through the map strat. Concave. Concave. For some lights were running around the Kappa area. And Team 2 was all on the high ground. They were just waiting. What went well was that they got a few glancing shots on the blue team as they moved up. Blue team wised up, some of them went from underneath and some of them went from above. There was one Hunchback 2C that dropped, and another one that was dancing around the Kappa area which got picked off by an assassin. And once those two were picked off, in general it was easy pickings. Teams are swapping sides, so give us a moment, we will be back shortly. So now we are waiting for one more member of 42 to join the match. Alright, of course, I forgot I have to update the score. Now, don't mind me for a while. I need to get a drink. After that radio cast, I think I need a little bit of water in the system. So we are still waiting for the last member of 42 to come in. In the meantime, I'm supposed to be having a radio show around here, but I just can't bring myself to do it. On the topic, yeah, there's one thing I was wanting to talk about earlier. I just can't remember what it was about right now. Yes, it was about ATMs. I have no idea about what PGI was thinking when they were implementing ATMs, but 3 damage within 240 meters, was it? 3 damage per missile. So your ATM 12 is doing 36 effectively, and since Bowser had 4 of them, that's 36 by 4, easily 130 something. That is OP as hell. Of course you have to be in happy range, of course there's the issue of the minimum range, but in the chances that you pull it off, it's a delete button this time. If it's a delete button, I can hardly say it's fair, but I do admit that sometimes they are fun to play. But in comp matches, we've seen Isengrim bring them last season against 228 Blackwatch to great effect. That was actually one of the bigger upsets and one of the more fun matches that was around. So all I can really say is that ATMs, they are comp viable. The only thing is that the situation which you use them in and the mechs that you put them on really have to complement the use of the weapon. Right. One team is locked and the other team is locking themselves up. Give us a moment and we will be PG. And both teams are green. And we are connecting to the server for the next match. And we are back. in rubeliosis. And whoever that was saying don't clip terrain here, I'm clipping terrain. What you gonna do about it? Help you? Help me help you. Get used to it. I'll tell PJ to fix the spectator tool, yeah? So that when I go into first person, it doesn't mess up the whole interface.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles getting
The
your
build
way.
wise, linebackers and mad dogs. SRMs, ATMs, LRMs. And for this team, it's Laser Vomit. Yep, it's the ATM Supernova, Laser Vomit Supernova, Darker Mad Cat, Large Laser Wolverine, and the Wolfhound again. Now I'm really interested in SRM linebackers. Okay. And it looks like Splat Mad Dogs. Okay. Or is it? It's the LB40 Mad
Airstrike
Dog.
Online.
Okay.
Airstrike on-
I know where this is headed. I didn't see that it was the Mad Dog C, but yeah, so they probably have LB40s on all those Mad Dogs with a hell lot of armor quirks. And they have begun. It's a Splat versus Darker deck. And I don't think it will end well for 42 if they just go for a balls rush straight in. Tolson already cresting, they're going full ham. But the only question is, can the armor quirks withstand all that raw damage?
New
They're
target
almost on them.
acquired.
Almost. And they are on them. Draven will be the first to go down if he's not careful. One issue is that they can't afford to take any hits on the arms.
New target.
And Draven goes down. Linebacker hurt.
Artillery strike on.
This is a match that will go either way. And they're going for the Mad Cat. It's lost. It's a stick. The crippled linebacker has gone down, but again, is it too little too late? The remainder of them still have... Oh, that ATM volley! Yep, that ATM volley could actually demolish them. Die caught out in the open. And they're going for ATM boat, which is a very wise choice. It has the most damage potential. Bowser goes down, and Die will be next. Saiso trying to salvage the situation. He gets something. Very... It's a knife fight out here. Die goes down. And deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Anyone remember Wolfhound against the linebackers?
New target acquired. Leg critical damage.
His leg's about to go.
Critical damage. Right leg critical damage.
Gets the leg.
Leg destroyed.
Both of them get leg.
Destroyed.
And he has to watch that heat. But, well, the other leg goes.
Target spotted.
And just one more. Looks like it is White Knight Legion's win, but that was a very daring push by 42. They did a really good job. Too bad it was just not meant to be.
Destroyed.
And there we go.
Critical.
And
Beta is controlled
the
by the
match
enemy.
is settled. Sweaty, sweaty, mom spaghetti. And the damage spreads. Bowser cranking out so much damage. One of them, Ham, he was broken. He was twisted before he even got to the fight. Damn, son. That's a good game. Updating the score, give me a moment. Okay, so now we have a map ban, and for week 5, it's between Grimplexus, Polar Highlands, and Desert. Give me a moment while I do some lobby thingies. Banning is in progress. Okay, we are done with the map ban. The map will be Grimplexus. So much fun. Let's see what we can do on Grimplexus. So once again, Grimplexus. This is, well, somewhat fun, I suppose. The difference about this map is that the cap points, they are all on the edges of the map. The usual no-brainer strategy would be to, like, yeah, you know, middle, let's go middle, and then they will set up on Hamburger Hill, and then the team will like, middle, let's go middle, and they'll set up on the high ground or something. So, how will this be strange is that in the previous rounds, we've actually not seen much action in the center. Most of the action has actually been in the sides, the bigger circle. Usually, they try to pick off the capturing mechs, but it could go any way. I have no idea how these teams are gonna tackle Plexus. All I know is that I'm glad it's not Polar Highlands all over again. Alright, and the teams are swapping their mechs. Give us a second. Plexus is a relatively new map, but I'm not exactly enthused about it. It's not a really great map either. But just for comparison's sake, let's take a look at Plexus and compare it with the 5-cap one. Excuse me, are you loading? Ah, yes, it is loading. So, yeah. If you're doing 5 caps, you're actually focusing around the center. Of course, there is Kappa, which is a point of contention, but Gamma will belong to 1, and Sigma will belong to 2, and the remainder has to be fought over in the center, which is actually quite fun, quite interesting. But in comparison, now that you don't have anything in the center, there is no real incentive to go to the center. You could just spend the whole game running circles on the edge of the map, and nobody would even mind. All I can say is, color me curious. We'll be seeing how this turns out. And we are settling some stuff in the lobby. Give us a moment. At least there's music playing in the background, so I can have a reason to go silent. Enjoy the music, guys. We are still setting up the lobby. And tell you what, we have quite a bit of time. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. And this is for 1 mech bay. Sorry, Axis. Corwin2120 is the winner of the mech day. I'll PM you later, and if you respond, you get the prize. If not, then I'll give the prize to the next streamer who will be casting MRBC. And the teams are stalling because someone is putting bolt-ons on his mech. You can thank that someone. Still waiting. And the 6th man of White Knight Legion is back in. We'll be able to go in a few moments, I suppose. And the game is loading. And we're in the game. So Team 2 side looks like Laser Vomit, and Team 1 side looks like PPCs. This will be interesting.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Oh boy, Black Knights. Okay, and one Darker Annihilator. Probably AC2s from the barrel size. So are they Black Knights or White Knights? I don't think they can make up their mind. The loadout wise, it is ER Large Laser Black Knights. Oh, wow, intriguing. Desire.
Heat level critical.
Bowser.
Override shutdown.
ER Large and ER Large.
Command confirming that we have possession of
And on the
cover.
other team, it is PPC, PPC,
Air
PPC,
strike online.
PPC,
Artillery strike.
Machine Gun Piranha, and PPC. Alright, we know what they're gonna do, or how they're gonna play. The only thing we need to worry about is how they do it this time. Are they going to just clash without capping? And the clash has already started. They're already firing at each other. They know where the opposing teams are, so it's going to become a standoff shortly.
Kappa
And this is
under
Samaru
enemy
caught out
control.
down there without any solid fire, solid cover. The Black Knight is a massive target. It's tall and it's not really wide, but it is still a stickler for damage.
Online.
It's not a good idea to be in the open with them. It's best to peek corners with them, in fact. But he's peeking against the concave. Not sure how that's going to turn out. The commando coming up behind them. Is he going to be able to draw off some pressure? Lining up the shot, and he gets the shot. They know he's there. He has to get out. Loses an arm, and he's backing off. You can't afford to lose him. He could cap everything. But he does turn your hits for a split second. Still making the trades.
Arm critical. critical damage.
Oh, I don't know if these Black Knights are XL or light engine though. I didn't take a look at the speed earlier.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Nova Cat opened up. It's one of the worst hitboxes. And Annihilator, it's moving up. It's moving up. Is it a balls push? Is he going ham?
Target spotted.
It's already open on the side. Doesn't bode well for it. At least he's cranking out some damage.
Target spotted.
Airstrike. Heat level
And the
critical.
Super Dire Wolf with all the lasers. Look at that dissipation! Look at that dissipation. Do you just see that?
Heat level critical. Right torso destroyed.
And I
Right
almost
arm
went for a
destroyed.
radio cast again.
ER large.
Today's not
laser
my day.
Destroyed. Override shut down. Heat sink destroyed.
Thank goodness I
Torso
checked.
Critical. Right torso critical damage.
Someone went down as off center. They're still firing at each other, but Saiso trying to piss Tolson off.
New target acquired.
A team kill. And Bowser finally goes down. And faced with Annihilator, you can't really do much, can you? Put it down.
Target spotted.
Target destroyed.
And yeah, that Piranha could actually tear them up. Curious to see how it goes. So 1v1, and it seems that leg biting is paying off. Well.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
So we're just looking at the scores, and they're actually pretty even on both sides. Yeah, quite a few good trades were made in the start, which you didn't get to see because I recast it. And at the end of the game, there was a comment by Annihilator, and the fight just went from there. It was quite interesting to see, but the Piranha, just by staying alive, made a very big difference.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a wonderful day for radio casting.
Yes, fantastic. Haha, Mr. Beeps.
It's fantastic.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
So what the hell was up with the Black Knights anyway?
Duh. White Knights.
Black Knights, White Knights? Why did you bring them?
We had when Mercstar brought their crab rush, we had to do something a bit sillier than that.
But oh well, I saw how they did on the stream didn't get to see it, but I got to see it. You guys were getting torn up quite badly on Grimplexus.
Yeah, there was some missed calls, even though I said them 3 times.
Okay. Black Knight wise, what was your idea? Were you just going to stand on the hill and fire on them?
Pretty much.
Yeah, against PPCs, that wasn't the best idea. And as for 42, notice that you guys have a very big preference for PPCs. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, it's the one weapon they haven't nerfed yet.
Oh, they
Oh,
have
but they
nerfed
did.
it though.
Actively.
The cooldown.
A little bit. Oh, but that PPC buff they just added makes them very useful. Like, the increased cooldown and the double heat sinks now.
Ah, yes, in that sense, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've
So,
also been spamming PPCs over the season as well.
yeah, I also noticed that on Drop 2, it was a 6-0 win on 42's side. Soma, I'm interested to know what happened. Why did you split up so wide on Drop 2?
Because they didn't listen to calls.
Okay, so shit hit the fan, I suppose.
Told them where they were going. 2 of us told them where 42 was going, and they did not set up properly.
And the heavies got caught out. Okay. And here's another interesting one that I wanted to ask about. It was Drop 4 on Rubelite. 42 brought the Mad Dog C, the one with LBX 40. What was... Yeah, why did you bring that? I'm interested to know.
That was actually our first loss all season with that. We've been undefeated every single match, that triple Mad Dog C deck, and then we'd bring Warhammers or linebackers to go. So not many people realize, I probably shouldn't be saying, but it probably is not going to be any more comps, so I will say, but the Mad Dog C is probably the tankiest heavy in the game.
It actually
side
is. It actually is. The side torso quirks are nuts.
It's got like 98 or something, whatever, 95 on the side torsos.
Okay. Yeah, it's 96 on sides. I can't remember what happens if you max armor 3 though. But
Like a
yeah,
CT on other mechs, basically.
you've seen some interesting stuff today. You've also seen me radio casting 1.5 times. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, actually I have a appointment after this, so I can't really stay too long. I'm jittering my ass out because I'm gonna be late for it already. So, yep.
Hey, thanks for casting, buddy. Hope you have a good one.
Yep, no problem. I'll catch you guys sometime around. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna throw out the giveaways.
Yay!
Alright, catch you guys around.
Good game.
Bye.
And yes, where is the giveaway tool? I need to do this fast, if not I'm gonna get grilled. Okay, this one is for a 1K MC ticket. You know what, I'm just gonna roll it with the bots inside, but the people who won earlier, I will remove them. Here we go. This is for 1K MC. Soma. 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 Damn it, Soma. Give me a moment to remove. And the next one is for One Meng Bay. The messages are coming! I need to go soon! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Too bad, Tolson. Aston is 23. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, I have saved your names down, and I will be sending you the codes once I get home from my little outing. In the meantime, I will be ending the stream here because I need to leave. Thank you for watching MRBC. Sorry for the radio casting, and goodbye.